Hello everyone, welcome back. 2025, time for our annual look at our Blu-ray collection. We started doing this 3 years ago because it's something that is a large ongoing collection, but also manageable, not like the DVD collection.
Someday
although
we'll do that.
these days, I think over the years it's become less and less manageable. But welcome to part one, because it is so huge. I do want to break it up in different parts, kind of themed sections, just because it's so much. I don't want just one long video. So we're going to start off with all the Disney and kind of family movies in part one.
Families.
Yes, in part one, starting off with our Diamond edition of The Lady and the Tramp, one of your favorites.
Yeah, but I don't like the edition.
I know,
I
you
don't
don't
like
like-
the Disney.
She doesn't like that they don't all match.
I want them all to match.
I know.
It bothers me
I know.
that they don't match.
I know. Because they have all the different, because these are
I
like the
feel
normal
like they're the same size
DVD
as the
size.
DVD.
Yeah, the DVD
I want the
size
Blu-rays
ones.
to be different,
Yeah.
so
we have
as to
that.
show. And then some of them have slip covers, some
Yes.
of them don't.
Yeah, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
The 3-disc.
3-disc, yeah, because also is the sequel, which I'll never watch, but it's in there. Cinderella, also the Diamond edition. One of my favorites. Peter Pan.
That's one of the
The
first
Diamond
Blu-rays
edition.
we ever got.
This might even be the first Blu-ray we ever got. I think it might even be the
For
first.
a while,
this
we only
was
had like 10 Blu-rays.
Yes,
For
yeah.
a really long
very,
time.
very long time. So the
And it
Diamond edition.
exploded.
I actually got that from my cousin for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
So I really like this. The Celebrating Mickey Blu-ray collection. There's a bunch of old Mickey shorts. There are lots of different collections over the years. A lot of them, though, are out of print and crazy expensive, or actually have production issues. But this is a pretty recent one that has Steamboat Willie. It has 13 classic shorts. So a decent little collection. Not a whole lot. I kind of wish there were more because there's so many. But still, it's a decent little collection. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Pinocchio.
Pinocchio,
Very
that's a
shimmery cover.
70th
anniversary. Yes, always anniversary
Crazy.
editions. Dumbo, also the 70th anniversary edition.
That's the complete version.
Yeah, not edited or anything. Remastered pretty nicely. Sleeping Beauty anniversary edition. One of my favorites.
I love this.
I
This
know,
is so
these
pretty.
Mondo steelbooks, there are so many of them, they're so expensive just for a steelbook. But to the Blu-ray of The Jungle Book.
Thankfully, you found that at Goodwill.
Yes,
So it was
yeah, I found it, and
super
remember I had
cheap.
to find
Find
a
the disc.
Blu-ray, yeah, because it was an empty steelbook, but I found it for like $2 at a thrift store, and then just the regular Jungle Book Blu-ray edition. And then we have The Fox and the Hound,
I love
1 and
Fox
2
and the
collection.
Hound. The first one.
First one, do you like the second one at all?
I haven't
It's
seen the
not-
second one in so long that
I mean, it obviously doesn't compare to the emotional impact of the first one, but as far as those Disney, like, straight-to-VHS sequels go, I think it is one of the better ones.
I don't know why I love that. Oh,
One-
and this.
Yeah, 101 Dalmatians. Yeah, I think we both loved this as a kid. You just love dogs, and like this was always one of my
Oh,
go-tos.
and then my boyfriend.
Yes,
Everyone's
your
boyfriend.
Robin Hood.
I think everyone that's like my age, all girls.
Yes, I'll say all the girls your age all seem to
Love
love.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. Little Mermaid. One of my first movies I ever saw. This is the first. The VHS version of this is the first VHS my family ever owned. The Little Mermaid.
I
So
have
it's
no
always
idea
been-
what our first VHS.
Yeah, it's
That
always-
was probably way before me.
Always been a favorite because of that. The Lion King, and this is the Diamond Edition. Includes the 3D Blu-ray as well.
I
So
just
nice
don't
combination.
understand how is that a Diamond Edition, and then the
No,
Peter
they're
Pan
all-
is a
yeah,
Diamond.
in
Like all
totally
the
different
Diamond
cases
editions
and-
should look
yeah.
the same. Disney.
And different
Why?
anniversaries, 40th, 70th, 45th, like whatever.
But all
yeah.
of the diamonds and all of the platinums and all of they should all be
The same case.
The same case.
Yeah, Disney's just crazy.
Disney's too
But
much.
yeah, I like this because it also has the 3D Blu-ray, and then the movie that I consider to be Disney's best, even though it's my second favorite,
First
are
favorite.
our Beauty and the Beast. Now it's your favorite. My second favorite. This is the 25th anniversary edition.
I don't like that cover.
And you don't like this cover?
No, I like the next cover.
Oh yeah, the next cover is much better. This is
The
more
classic.
classic. And this is the edition that includes, the Diamond edition includes the 3D Blu-ray as well. It's the same thing as the
3D.
Lion King one. But this one, yeah, I really love. This was one of the best theatrical experiences with Disney.
Yes.
And then my favorite one, I think partially because it's the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater,
How do you
is
remember
Aladdin.
that?
Because that was a huge deal. It was going to the movies for the first time. But this is the Diamond edition of Aladdin.
Do you know the first movie you saw in theaters? Because
Yeah.
I don't know the first movie I
that was
saw
a
in theaters.
big deal going to the movies for me. And then that's the only one of the Disney animated features we have the 4K as well, because that was just such a huge deal for me going to the movies for the first time.
And we also have, I didn't realize, we
Yes.
also have, these are the sequels, the
Yeah.
King of Thieves and Return of Jafar.
Those I think are the best of
These
those
are the
straight to VHS
best
Disney
sequels.
sequels. Yeah.
Because these stood up on their
Yeah,
own.
those were
they
good.
were very emotional. Next we have Pocahontas, and I didn't realize we owned Pocahontas too.
Because a lot of them, a lot of these Blu-ray collections just have the sequel, and like we're never gonna watch them, so you forget you have them. But
Disney's Pocahontas is not as good as my Pocahontas.
I know you love your.
I have. Was it Good Times?
Good Times. Your Good Times.
Historically accurate.
Your Princess of Peace movie.
Yes.
I like Pocahontas.
It's made by all the Studio Ghibli people. It's great. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I loved this. We had this on VHS, and I usually don't like things from this era, but I loved this.
I love it. Angela Lansbury's great. I love Witches, and this edition has.
You and your Witches.
Well, and this edition has the restored song as well that was cut from some of the earlier editions. So really, this is my go-to for that movie.
I wasn't super crazy about this, but Great Mouse Detective. I don't know.
Yeah, it is one of the.
It was fine.
Like, I would say lesser classics because it still's really good, and I mean.
But usually Disney's lesser classics I like.
Yeah.
Like the weird ones, but this one, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like.
It's still better than anything Disney's put out in like 20 years.
But this.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is one of the like lesser classics because this is.
The first one of these at least is.
Everybody loves it that sees it, but the Rescuers and Rescuers 2. Rescuers 2 was good, but the first one.
Yeah, like Down Under, but yeah, the
amazing.
first one is
Such an amazing. I don't know why, and like little kids don't like. Nobody watches this anymore. I don't know why
this hasn't seemed to. New generations have seemed to like skip this one.
Another one with a sequel that I don't care about is Mulan and Mulan 2. I think this is mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like this might be the first.
That was the first one you got, I think. Yeah.
I had.
Yeah.
But I love Mulan. She's great. And the live action was really bad, but it had Mowgli in it. So
I know.
That was my favorite part.
You're disappointed because you liked a lot of the actors that were in it, but you didn't like the movie.
No. This is. I didn't realize we even had this.
Yeah.
Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Have you watched that in like recent years?
Not in recent years, no.
I think it's even better than my memory of it because it's one I remember as being a lesser one, but I kind of really like it more.
I have some memories of it, but I remember more the Disney ride.
The ride, yeah.
The Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That I remember for some reason, and I don't know.
Yeah,
that's definitely one of the
actually I like
weird...
this one more over time. One of my classic favorites that I know you hate. I know you hate it.
This is Tron, the original classic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so
Take
weird.
it or leave it.
It's so weird. You got Tron's also one of those that the behind the scenes are almost even better than the movie because it's just so unique.
I can appreciate what they
process,
did,
oh
but
my gosh.
it's just not.
One that I don't know. Certain people are going to agree with me. Certain people are going to say it's sacrilegious. I prefer the sequel. I actually do.
This was fine. We saw this in
Tron
theaters
Legacy,
together.
yeah.
I think were we married or I don't know if we were.
I
don't remember. But this was okay.
I love Tron Legacy.
Fine.
That's real. That's my kind of movie.
Were they
the
making
lenticular
another
cover.
one?
They are making another one. This also has the 3D Blu-ray, which is really cool. Yeah, they're making another Tron. I'm not really certain about some of their casting choices though, because but I'm gonna watch it in theaters because I really love the first two Tron movies. So
this is something that I wanted to hate, and I was convinced I was gonna hate. But sometimes I like to watch things that I hate.
Yeah.
But then I didn't hate it, and I was very upset about that. This is Maleficent, and the sequel, which is also good.
Yeah.
I really wanted to hate this. I don't like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I love Angelina Jolie. She rocked that role.
And she's like so weird looking, and it was like perfect. Like she was just like I really liked it. It was really weird, and it was like my kind of movie, even though I didn't want it to be, but it was.
Yeah.
My movies, not movies.
They're both good.
But
getting some
this
classics
one
from the.
that has changed completely from when I was a child to when I'm an adult is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Oh my gosh, as an adult,
But you know what's
I
really.
can't believe like.
What's really sad about this movie? Because when we were kids, this was one of the VHS staples. Like every rental store had them. Like this was a huge deal. Rick Moranis, and like they had that whole play set that's no longer there at Disney, like
That
based
was
on that. Like
amazing.
so a huge
I'm
deal
so upset
movie.
about that.
But it's been so forgotten by time that these, the golden border cover here, it's relegated to the movie club exclusive for the Blu-ray. It's like, oh man, this was such a classic, and it's like it's just been forgotten.
A bootleg on VHS because we didn't own the.
But
We
that
had
was,
a lot of bootlegs.
Yeah, that was a staple. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
This is one that you like more than me. I was fine with it.
This is my third favorite Disney
This was
movie.
on TV a lot.
Yeah.
There's another of the. What is it called? The Club.
Yeah,
Disney Club.
Yeah, Disney. Yeah, and the movie
The
club, the
Parent
Parent Trap,
Trap.
Disney Club Blu-ray exclusive. This is my favorite live-action Disney movie. bar none.
That's
Haley Mills. I have a whole Haley Mills like section of our DVDs.
He
and,
does.
Like, this is my favorite. I love The Parent Trap. I watch
It's good.
this.
It's really good, but I don't think
I probably watch that every year.
this is something I watched as a child. I had a book, a kid's book of it, and I loved it, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And it's one of Stefan's favorite, one of your favorite live actions.
Well, I keep forgetting that it's been republished by Disney, so that makes this my second favorite live action because I never associate this movie with Disney.
Return to Oz, because it's not like
I never associate it with Disney.
a happy Disney movie,
Yeah.
but I never could figure out what this was, and I
Love this.
it's really hard when you're searching for like Snow White movie or Wizard of Oz movie.
Yeah, there's so
like
many.
there's a million different.
But this
kinds,
was a big deal because when I was a 3-year-old, like I was obsessed with the Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland movie, and some of the first books I ever learned to read were the Oz books. So when this first came out on VHS, like in the early '90s, is when I first saw it. This blew my mind in the fact that it was closer in tone to the books, even though it was a couple of books that kind of had story put together. Love it, and the stop motion and everything.
It was really cool. This was also really cool. I don't know if anyone other than our generation really likes this though.
I think it's a
I feel
very
like this is
generational,
But the Santa Claus, not number 2, not number
Those
3,
are all
not the
forget-
TV
yeah.
series, just the Santa Claus.
Because that was such a product of its time. Because at the time, like Home Improvement was the top-rated like sitcom in the U.S. And then so you have Tim Allen and like a Disney like Christmas movies. It was a huge deal when it came out.
I don't know.
It was just a very much a product of its time. Yeah.
Next, we have one that we do not discuss the sequel.
You're
Because
bigger on that movie than I am. I was never a big fan. I was never.
I feel like Girls in the 90s.
I never
Again,
really
Hocus
was into
Pocus. This was such a great movie. The sequel was atrocious and upsetting, and we don't talk about it.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people liking it. I don't dislike it. It was never a favorite of mine when I was a kid.
Next, we have Enchanted, which Stefan does love,
I love this.
very much. I also liked it, but not as much as you,
I
because
love.
you are like
I sing the songs from this movie. It's embarrassing, but I really do.
amazing
I love it.
cast and
Oh yeah.
just an amazing, beautiful movie.
I love that, and I love that Disney did the perfect parody of like the Disney stuff. Like it wasn't someone else. Like it makes it. I don't know. It's more creative that way.
This is one that my father said, "You need to watch this."
Yeah.
Very seriously.
Yeah, your dad loved that movie.
My dad loved this movie so much, and then I watched it and I understood why. This is Wall-E. I can't believe this is a Disney movie. It's very strange to me that someone got away with this. It's crazy, but I really like this movie.
Yeah, the first Disney that has a Criterion because it's Wall-E's good.
This one is one of the Pixar movies. Now we're getting into Pixar, which Stefan is not a fan of. I'm much more tolerant of Pixar, I think, than you.
The animation really I hate the CG
If
animation.
it was hand drawn, I would love Pixar even more.
I love a lot of the storytelling.
I can overlook that. This is Tangled. This is, I don't know what edition, but it has a slipcover. And I love Tangled. Eugene is great.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fantastic. I like Pascal.
And they get compared a lot, this and Frozen, and I think we both agree we like this a lot more. Frozen was underwhelming to me. Like,
Frozen's fine, but it's not the most amazing. I love this one, and it's weird because there's no singing in this. It's Luca. I love Luca. Luca's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You don't like it as much, but that's okay.
Well, I think also the difference is that you're Italian and I'm not Italian, so there's an extra bonus.
So
like,
stupid, Stefan.
There's an extra. It's true. There's extra bonus.
This is one that made me cry, and eventually, when you
was
finally
very
watch the
emotional.
correct thing,
Yeah.
it made you cry. It's Coco. I think this might be
good.
one of my favorite Pixars, if not my favorite Pixar, because this is so well done. Like, this is so well done. Everyone always says they love it, and they should.
Yeah,
'cause
this
it's
is probably the best example of that where I love, like, it was a beautiful story, the music, everything. Visually, it was creative and well done. I hate that CG animations. That's a great example.
I was more
of,
okay
like,
with it in this because it was so
just,
colorful
I don't
and
know.
beautiful.
But imagine this.
Oh, hand-drawn would have been
like that would have been
next level.
instant classic. So
Yes.
I really like it.
This is one that I feel like you can't watch.
I have to watch because you watched that recently.
I cried the entire way through. I just sobbed. It's Onward. I loved this. This would have Baby Manda would have like lost her mind over this, but I love this. Stefan just got this for me, and
yeah, you talked about it so highly that I bought it for you for our anniversary and like just a little bit ago.
It was
a few days ago.
So beautiful, and I love it so much, and I don't know. I feel like you're gonna be
have to
affected.
watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
I want to watch it again, so maybe we'll watch it together.
I like this one a lot more than you. This last one, this section.
was good, and you didn't want to watch this, and then I
didn't.
made you.
Yeah.
This is one of the few different colored Blu-rays. It's Cruella. And I thought this was really good, but you like lost your mind.
I love this
Devil
one.
Wears Prada Disney.
It is.
version.
That's basically what it is. But I don't know. Something about the style, the tone, the music, like
I think if
the
you
high
don't,
fashion element.
if you don't
like,
take it too like canon
yeah,
for like regular
let
Disney,
it be its own thing. And
it's its own thing, and that was great. And I love the Disney live action villain stories, like the Maleficent. Like
because all the other ones are terrible live
for
action.
some reason they do a really good job with them, and I don't know why, but amazing.
Yeah.
Next one we have is Nightmare Before Christmas. Every goth kid's favorite movie ever.
Yeah.
I think it's overrated, but a good movie.
I
enjoy it a lot.
I like that. I love the Hot Topic movie.
I like it a lot, but
I mean,
it's not as good as this.
obviously. Yeah.
Land Before Time. I think now we're going into the Don Bluth.
Yeah.
I love Don Bluth. He's
I
so
don't think
great.
any movie as like a little kid made me cry as much as The Land Before Time.
That was
I really
amazing. Now we have some multi-packs of Don Bluth movies. We have Anastasia, Ferngully, and my favorite, Thumbelina. And this is just Avatar, before Avatar came out.
Yes.
Very exciting. And then we have another 2-pack, one I wasn't allowed to watch as a child, All Dogs Go to Heaven. And then we have The Pebble and the Penguin, which is one of those weird movies that I really like, but I always forget I really like.
Yeah, I can't imagine like a 6-year-old you watching All Dogs Go to Heaven.
My mother told me I couldn't
You
watch
would
it.
have been like suicidal.
I couldn't
It's
have watched
terrible.
that. And then another one that you always forget about, but is really good, Rock-a-Doodle. I don't know why I like it, because it's country. And I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of country, but this was a great movie. Another great movie that is neither Disney nor Don Bluth, but super good. Some interesting casting choices, but Kubo and the Two Strings. I really like this. This was really creative. I wish they came out with more weird things like this. Next we have... Yeah, I don't care.
I know, you don't get. I don't know how. I grew up where the entire month of Christmas was you were allowed to watch nothing but Christmas movies
No.
and Christmas TV. That was literally like 1/12 of every year of my childhood.
Nope.
So one of the Christmas collections would be a huge DVD set of like all the Rankin Bass or whatever.
There's only
But
one.
this one, has Rudolph and Santa Claus Coming to Town and Frosty the Snowman. So
There is only one
nice
Christmas
one.
movie
I know
from
you just
them,
like that one. I know.
and it is the least new. Next we have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. One of Stefan's
One of my
favorite.
absolute. This is like top 20 ever. Like Willy Wonka, the 50th anniversary edition.
That is a 4K, not a Blu-ray.
Yeah, well, it also has a Blu-ray, and the 4K is a.
I like this edition. I think
like
this is
that?
cool with the
chocolate
Wonka bar.
Yeah.
That's cool. You won't watch any of the other ones.
I have watched the horrible Johnny Depp catastrophe.
Oh.
Maybe I want to puke.
The other one I think is not. It's not great, but it's not.
No, there's only one.
The newest one is not terrible. It's not
Yeah.
like atrocious.
There's one.
But
Oh, good.
next one we have is a season, just one season. It's Pokemon Indigo League, which is, in my mind, the only Pokemon.
Yeah, that was the Pokemon.
It's the
Pokemon
only one
very
I know
first came
about.
out. Yeah.
Everyone watched this.
Yep.
I was not like crazy into Pokemon, but I really liked Pokemon. But after this and the movie,
Yeah.
it was done.
Yeah. There was like a year and a half
It
when
was
we were
done.
in elementary school where everyone, even if you were not into it, everyone at least had a handful of cards or something. And like this first season of that anime, and that's why we have just this one. Because again, I don't care, because this was literally the entirety of Pokemon for us. Neither of us are Pokemon people, but there was that one little period of time when you were kids that
That's
Pokemon
Pokemon.
was like a huge deal.
But then Pokemon came back with Detective Pikachu. I think this was really well done. This was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I kind of hope they do more. Because
I'm surprised they haven't actually.
I am too. Something else that I'm really happy they did, even though I thought was going to be absolute trash. It's Sonic 1 and 2. And 3 just came out, which we haven't seen yet. But I'm really excited. I don't know why my nephew doesn't like this. Which,
He did, and then he changed his mind. I don't
is
know.
sacrilege.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
really weird,
beautiful, but
yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's just a fun little homage to our childhood. Ugh, Shrek Anniversary Edition. What can we say?
That's another one I don't understand. The
Shrek.
people that are super into Shrek. Like, it was one pretty good movie, and then I couldn't care less. I've seen a few of the other ones, and like,
But you know what else goes into the Shrek collection?
Yeah.
You know what
I know
I
you
care
love this,
about?
yes.
And you liked it too.
I thought
You
it was
saw
really
it.
good too.
This is one of the few times there's like a handful, like less than a dozen, of musicals, Broadway musicals, that have made it to like physical media. And this is one of them. Shrek the
Shrek.
musical. I don't understand why Broadway can't do this.
Yeah, there should be whole
They
collections.
should be able to do
full
this.
productions of Les Mis, like not
I
just the
just-
anniversary thing that is songs. Like,
I love these so much, and there's so few of them, and I know there's a streaming service, but
that's not the same as
it's not the same.
having it.
It's
yeah.
not the same, but I'm really happy to have that. Next, we have something that is one of the best movies of all time, and then there's another movie attached.
Still
that's
pretty
like,
good. Yeah, yeah.
It's Muppet Treasure Island and the Great
Muppet Caper.
But nobody cares about that because
Great Muppet Caper is good,
Muppet
just
Treasure-
compared to Muppet Treasure Island, though. Yeah,
Tim Curry.
Muppet Caper is
Tim
good,
Curry.
but yeah, Treasure
Yeah,
Island
you
is.
can't beat Tim Curry. And this, Stefan says, is a Christmas movie, but I don't know if he's right. Do you think this is a Christmas movie?
Your sarcasm is palate.
It's Home Alone. This is a steelbook version, which is a
Yeah.
nice version of it.
It's a nice Blu-ray DVD collection. An annual Christmas movie, like every single year since this came out on VHS. That was a huge deal. Yeah, Home Alone.
And next we have a bunch of, what are these? Turtles?
Oh, yeah. I was
Turtles?
a Turtles kid, hardcore.
I liked them, but I was not anywhere as obsessed as you were.
Yeah,
But
I was obsessed.
it's just the first two.
Yeah, the third one we have on a DVD collection.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we
and
have-
on VHS, but the third one I'm not as big of a fan of. Like we have it on DVD because I'll still watch it occasionally.
I like the
but
first one.
Yeah, the first one because the first
That's
one.
what I think of.
The first one was the best by far because it was tonally in between the animated show and the comic books. It was like that perfect middle ground.
I've never read
And the second one is great and a lot of fun, but it does lean a little more towards the animated series, a little more towards kiddie goofy. The first one, I love the direction they were taking it off of the success of
enjoyed
the
it.
animated series.
This is one of the prettiest steelbooks. I love the steelbooks. I think they're so beautiful. But this is Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I love the Poppies edition. This is just so pretty. And I don't know why it's so pretty, but it's
It
so
is beautiful,
pretty.
yeah.
But
Judy.
we own a lot of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, we're
A
gonna.
lot.
Yeah, we'll get to. Actually, we should pause right now and bring out the box.
Oh,
Then we also have, I had to run grab because it's in a different section with some big, display stuff. This huge Wizard of Oz box set.
75th anniversary.
75th anniversary, is it? Yeah. This one has all kinds of stuff. I won't go unbox the whole thing in here because it's too short, but it has like the booklet and everything, all kinds of extra features, a map of Oz, all kinds of photos, this big booklet, tons of extras, and it also includes the regular Blu-ray, a 3D Blu-ray, a DVD, like everything you can think of, lots of little like knickknacks and
But we
all
also
kinds
need
of stuff.
this.
Yes, beautiful.
And
Oz is
We have DVD,
one of the
VHS.
one of the greatest movies of all time.
You have
One
a
of the-
beta?
Yes, one of
Do
the
you have a
timeless classics. I
Laserdisc?
have a Laserdisc. We have Oz on basically every format. Because, yeah, The Wizard of Oz it's not even just one of those great classic movies, because there are a lot of really good classic movies, but it's a great classic movie that I will watch all the time. Like, it never get tired of it. When I was a little kid, we found in my mom's attic, remember those toys I had when I was a little kid and had my teeth marks on it because I was a baby? But, yeah, The Wizard of Oz just has been a love my entire life. Moving on to, I think, one of the best movie musicals ever. Genuinely, the '80s version of Annie.
I
the
love that you
30th
have to
anniversary.
clarify.
Has there been a lot? The '90s one was okay.
90s
Like there's
one was
it was
good.
okay, but not compared to this. This was like
I
mean,
don't
come
know.
on.
They're just different. They're just very different.
Carol Burnett, Bernadette Peters, and, like Tim Curry. Like, come on, this is just.
But this one's a lot darker. It's very
yeah,
80s. Like
it is
it
very
gets
80s.
dark.
Yeah.
One of my
Probably
favorites.
this is probably the first. This is the movie I associate with you the most for some reason. Like, I don't know, but we had the 4K Blu-ray combo of Hook. Yes. Hey, this is so weird to me because this is another one that everyone our age demographic considers, that I've experienced, and I think you have as well, considers to be an all-time classic. But you look at the reviews, and it's like 65%. It's like, what the heck are you talking about? This is a perfect movie. Hook is one of the all-time
Yes.
family classics.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite 80s movies, 25th anniversary edition of Adventures in Babysitting. That's so much fun.
That's so 80s.
Yes, as we get the 80s, we have the 3D and regular Blu-ray DVD combo, the whole shebang right here of Predator. Great,
There's
fun
Arnold.
movie. Then we have V, the original miniseries release.
Not my cup of tea.
One, I keep telling you have to watch this because I think you're going to
Eventually.
like this canon movie, Life Force.
I do like canon movies.
And this is one of the best canon movies, especially when you get into more sci-fi stuff. And you have a little bit of Patrick Stewart as well. That's good. The Thing, the collector's edition Blu-ray.
Have not seen that.
One of the... You've never seen The Thing at all?
Nope. I mean, I've probably seen 5 minutes.
One of the few examples of where
TV.
the original is still a good movie, but the remake blows it away. The Legacy Collection for the Planet of the Apes. All the old Planet of the Apes movies, a 5-disc set. Great classic movies. I've talked about them before. I've done a whole collection video on Planet of the Apes. Then we get into Fantastic Voyage, one of my favorite classic sci-fi movies. I still think it's one of the best on-screen interpretations of that idea of going into the human body.
I always
really
think
good.
I'm not going to like it, and then I always sit there and watch it.
Yeah,
It's on TV all the time.
And you've come to the room when I've watched it before too, and you sat and like watched it. It's so
one
engaging.
of those, like, I don't want to like it, but it just pulls you in,
so
and you just
engaging.
watch it.
Oh, now we get into a movie that is in my literal top 10 ever of all movies.
Oh no.
We have
okay.
The Goonies. I know what you're thinking, but we have The Goonies, this beautiful steelbook that looks like it's hard. It has this almost like hardwood effect to it. It looks really beautiful, and then the 4K collection as well for The Goonies. Just yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Then we have this Diamond Luxe edition.
This is a weird edition.
It's a very weird edition of Gremlins. Nice little fold out and things like that, and it folds out again. And it's very like the whole thing's very shimmery.
Like hard plastic.
Yeah, and it's all
very
this
weird.
like shimmery hard plastic. It's an interesting, but it's this cool Diamond Luxe edition for Gremlins. Then the digibook of E.T. for the 100th anniversary collector series of Universal, which has the Blu-ray and the whole collector's booklet and everything. Really like the digibook style.
E.T. always scared me.
E.T. always scared you?
He always scared me, and this scared me
And then
more.
yeah, as a kid,
Never even heard of this.
E.T. was one of my favorite movies, and I really wanted another movie that was like E.T. And so we go
This is
to the
not
rental
like
store.
E.T.
The closest thing I could find, I was a little kid, and the closest thing I could find to E.T. was Mac and Me, which I know it's a terrible movie, but as a little kid, I loved Mac and Me because it was the closest I could find to another E.T. movie, and that's what I really wanted to watch.
Let us know if you've seen this, because it is atrocious.
It's so funny, though.
It is not funny.
Really, really
It is
funny.
terrifying.
This is probably my favorite like bad movie. Like it's legitimately a terrible movie, but it's my favorite. Like so bad it's good. It's so funny.
It is not so bad it's good.
I know you were like terrified of the parents.
I did not like it.
It's
It was
hilarious.
out of its mind. For no
I laugh
reason.
out loud every time I watch it. It's
Yes, you do.
so funny. And then we have the Alien Anthology.
Do you laugh out
Blu-ray
loud
set.
with this?
I do not. Maybe sometimes when I watch Alien 3. But Aliens, Alien 3, and Resurrection, plus a ton of special features, which is my favorite thing about this set, as compared to, we only have the first two on DVD, because those are the only ones I really, really like. 3 and Resurrection are fine, but yeah, tons of special features in that set.
Next, Fern Gully.
Yeah, then we have Ferngully, the 3D Blu-ray of Avatar, which this just will always I'm going to continue to watch them and like those movies for the spectacle of them, even though the writing isn't that great.
Unobtainium? No?
Yeah, oh my god. But the spectacle of it is fascinating. The behind the scenes are fast. It's just a fun experience, and I think it would be different too if like this was the movie that we saw on our first like date together. So that's kind of a big deal too. So that makes me like them more, I think. Just that idea.
I think they're super overrated.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree. They're not. Aside from the visual spectacle
Yes, they're very
experience of
pretty.
it, aside from that, like, yeah, absolutely.
I have
but
not seen this.
You gotta. Was actually a lot better. The second one was the 3D Blu-ray as well. The Way of Water. And especially after we were at the ride, because the ride takes a lot from the second movie
Ride was
at Disney.
awesome.
That was a brilliant ride. But that's part of the Avatar thing, is it's about the experience and the spectacle rather than the storytelling. But Way of the Water, I think, did actually improve the storytelling. So it's still not like, it's not Shakespeare. You know what I mean? It's not like.
I don't like Shakespeare.
You know what I mean? That's the common
Yes.
phrase used as colloquially. That's
It's not Alfred Hitchcock.
No, but yeah, this was actually I think a big step up. So I'm pretty interested to see what is the next one's like Fire or something.
Oh.
And it's pretty soon, I think. So yeah, I really like them, even though again they're not great. There's an element of them I really enjoy, and attaching that memory to it makes a big deal. And continuing on, getting to more of the sci-fi stuff here, we have Forbidden Planet.
It's forbidden.
An amazing edition, lots of great special features. This is one that I wish the HD DVD wasn't a rotter, because there's a beautiful steelbook on that format with my preferred cover. This cover's fine, whatever, but we have a really nice embossed like VHS cover that has that original cover image I love. But it's a great classic.
Speaking of a classic,
As Star Trek fans, this is like a must-have comedy movie.
I consider this like
Galaxy
Star
Quest.
Trek adjacent.
Yes, very. There's two levels to Galaxy Quest, which is why it works. It's fantastic on its own with no relation to Star Trek, but especially if you're a fan of TOS, and it's really, really funny. Adds an extra layer to the humor, to the meta humor.
Well, and just
about
having Sigourney Weaver and like the cast is amazing.
Yeah, perfect.
Like they got an amazing cast.
For a comedy sci-fi kind of parody movie, man, the effects are incredible. Like I was watching it again recently, and the costumes and everything, they're top notch. Like any just straight serious sci-fi movie, this holds up visually to any of them.
Yeah.
Then we have my beautiful Mill Creek steelbook of Mothra, the mightiest monster in all creation.
It's a pretty steelbook.
Yeah.
Mothra's palatable. Some of those are.
There's a lot of them, but yeah, the first one. Rogue One, great modern Star Wars movie. We have them even though it is the butchered editions of the original Star Wars trilogy.
They take away my song at the end.
Yeah, it's just to be able to have a copy of them on Blu-rays, but yeah, when I watch Star Wars, it's almost always going to be Laserdisc or VHS, the original 3 movies, because I want to watch them, especially the Laserdisc, like the Faces edition. But yeah, to have that. Then we get into these steelbooks of The Mandalorian, which is easily my favorite like modern Star Wars thing.
I didn't want to watch this.
Because I was so, after watching especially that second modern Star Wars movie, But Mandalorian, great. So the steelbook season 1. Season 2, still waiting for Book of Boba Fett so we can get the story in between Season 2 and 3. But Season 3, which just came out recently, beautiful steelbooks of those. Force Awakens.
We kind of have hope. Maybe this will be okay.
Yeah, it was one of those where it's just a straight up modernized remake of A New Hope, but at the same time it at least showed, hey, we can make a movie that at least looks and feels like Star Wars, and we're just going to set up a bunch of stuff, so we'll take it from there and make 2 really good movies out of this kind of like starting point. And then that never happened. One that you like a lot more than me.
I don't know what your problem with this is.
I don't think it's bad. It's
not Total
great.
Recall.
Yeah, I know it's not. It's also not Remember For You Wholesale. It's not the story either. It's like but the Total Recall, yeah, it's its own thing. I mean, I like Kate Beckinsale in it, but
do you?
Yeah.
Do you ever not like Kate Beckinsale?
I mean, I watch Kate Beckinsale with the sound off, but it's like even then, like it's a
Do
decent.
you like Kate Beckinsale?
It's still it is a decent sci-fi movie. I will say that, but you like it more than
my
me.
favorite Kate Beckinsale is still Underworld.
No, of course, that's no question,
best.
no question. Men in Black.
Our version, it's our generation's Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it really feels like that. This was the new Ghostbusters feel for the 90s. This was huge. I remember going to theaters for that. That's one of the few times where I saw a movie for the first time with my parents in the afternoon, and we stopped by the old Toys R Us that used to be on top of the hill that looked like a castle, and I grabbed some of the toys after the movie. That was a whole experience. Going to the movie.
I don't know how you remember these things. I have no memories of what I saw.
We went right on from the movie. We had to drive because we were going from where the old movie theater was, and the new one didn't exist where I lived. And so we went from the old one, we had to go past the mall, which next to the mall was the big Toys R Us on the hill, which was like a toy castle up there. And we stopped by, and I got a couple action figures from the movie. It was fresh in my mind. Just that was a huge deal when the first Men in Black came out. The Jurassic Park collection, which includes the 3D Blu-ray as well. So really, this is, we have a DVD set of all the Jurassic movies, World, and whatever, and they're fun to watch occasionally, but this is the one true classic.
Yes.
Jurassic Park. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite modern movies. Annihilation, and I'll bring up the other one. I think 2 of the 3 best modern sci-fi movies ever. We'll get to the other one eventually. And Arrival.
Annihilation.
Fantastic.
One of the few times when the book is not as good as the movie.
Which surprises me.
Weird.
Yeah.
I usually will never say that, but this was so
and that's
well
coming from, she's a huge library book nerd. Amanda's a big reader. She's a
nerd.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. But that's why if you don't know, for Amanda to say a movie is better than the book, that's a big deal. That's crazy. And then Arrival, I loved it.
That was so cool.
So good. And one that's about communication. It felt like a classic sci-fi story.
Yes.
It didn't feel like a modern, just like a Star Wars, just shoot everything, kind of. One of the all-time great, speaking of sci-fi classics, is the 4K and regular Blu-ray edition of Blade Runner: The Final Cut.
Not
with
my jam.
7 hours of special features.
Which you've watched.
Multiple times. And then starting my set of my favorite movie of all time, my favorite movie sequel, with Blade Runner 2049. This is the first run Blu-ray DVD combo that came with a little spinner card they had to put together, which didn't really work very well. But with this kind of box slipcover, the 4K collection.
And then just because you need another one to round
this is
it out.
probably my single favorite Blu-ray in the entire collection. This lenticular cover. This is from Korea. That includes the Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-ray. And I'm not going to open it up here because it's a lot to get into. But tons of little extras and stuff in there. Beautiful artwork. This is just an amazing addition.
And then the next thing has nothing to do with Blade Runner. I don't know why it's next to it.
Because of what's next in your pile. The classic, getting into some classic fantasy movies with the Dark Crystal.
Because boys are useless. And girls.
Some classic 80s, and then one of my favorites.
Ah, Tim Curry, I love you. Legend.
Yeah, big Arrow Video
This is
collector's
a very
edition.
big edition of it.
Huge set.
I just wish he wasn't in it.
I know. Neither of us like Tom Cruise.
I don't.
But he doesn't. Even Tom Cruise being in it can't ruin one of the greatest movies ever. This is one of my favorite.
I want the villain
fantasies.
to win.
Yeah, you always want Tim Curry to win. You want Darkness to win because he's amazing.
Another one that I want the villain to win is Labyrinth. This is the Digibook. Digibook, which I did not know existed before I met Stefan. There's a lot of things I didn't know existed before Stefan. It's really pretty. 30th anniversary. I love this movie so much. Bowie's still alive. He's somewhere. And then we have a steelbook version, which has a labyrinth in it. So pretty. I love the music in that. And then another one that I really, really love. I've always loved. This has really bad audio though. It's
Yeah,
never
that
ending
edition.
story.
Yeah,
This is
huge improvement.
such a beautiful. This is Japanese.
Yeah, this is a Japanese special edition.
It's so pretty. I love this.
Yeah, tons of special features, as multiple cuts of the movie.
And the audio has improved.
Yeah.
Which is so good.
The
'cause this is
the
just
sound
terrible.
the sound mixing on the original Blu-ray
I
is
don't
not the
know
best.
why.
And they have released, if it wasn't so big, I would get it, because there's a similar release to this that came out that's a 4K set that has a replica of the book.
No.
But
Okay.
it's huge. It is like this. It's way too big. So
That's
it looks like a
unnecessary.
beautiful. But if we didn't have this edition, I would probably get that. But since we have this collector's edition with all the different cuts of the movie and stuff, like this is just perfect because it's too big.
And one that
That's
I liked, but I don't really care about as much. Neverending Story 2.
Yeah.
It was good, but it can't compare.
No, but it
It
was
can't
still
compare.
good, and especially after you
It's
watch the
its own
third
thing.
one. After you watch the third one, you're like, oh man, this was a masterpiece because the third one was a disaster.
We don't own the third one, do we?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
This is one of the first Blu-rays we had
Yeah.
when we started finding Blu-rays. This is Warcraft 3D that I enjoyed so much more than Stefan.
That's the only reason we still have that movie is because you
I
like it.
liked it.
But I'm the one who's played all the old Warcraft
That's
games.
why I like
and
this.
you like it,
'cause
yeah. But
I think this would have. I
didn't
really
think
want
it
to
was-
see what happens.
I didn't think it was very good.
I want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
It set itself up for a
Yeah,
whole
not
thing.
gonna happen.
Apparently, no one else liked it. I enjoyed it.
I
had a
liked
great
it, but I
time.
think you are right. It might be because you had no experience of Warcraft. Like,
These are Stefan movies.
yeah,
These are Conan. Aren't they making a new Conan?
Mine and Bruder. There's been
That is
rumors
not
for
your
a
brother. But
million years.
Arnold, Conan, he's
Yes.
a cool guy. You know who's not a cool
Barbarian
guy?
and the Destroyer.
You know who's not cool? And this edition just
I
highlights how
love
stupid
this edition.
is.
It's a horrible movie, but
This
I
is
love
Kevin Sorbo.
it. Yeah.
Kull the Conqueror.
This was, I love
with the VHS.
Yeah,
like,
this is another Mill Creek with a slipcover to have like the VHS. But this came out during the height of Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, and I mean, I can see across from here our Xena and Hercules collection on the opposing shelves. I am a mega fan of Hercules and Xena. So seeing what is not really a Kull story, it's actually a Conan story that was rewritten, whatever. Kevin Sorbo in a fantasy movie on the big screen at the time was the biggest deal of big deals. It didn't matter that it was a terrible movie. It was such a huge deal. So I have such great memories with this movie and its crazy heavy metal soundtrack, and it's such an absurd thing. Tia Carrera and everything. It's crazy. But yeah, I like that.
You know what else is crazy? Canon Video.
Yeah.
Canon and Masters of the Universe. This is such a weird.
The rumors are
weird-
very strong there's going to be a new He-Man movie.
They could do it.
Yeah.
They could do it. I mean, Billy Barty's not going to be in it, so
No,
I'm going
I
to be
mean,
sad because I love Billy Barty.
This is one of those weird movies.
This
though.
is weird.
It's weird because it's like it's not He-Man. Like it's one of those things that if I saw this in the '80s when it came out, I was a little too young. I probably would have been super disappointed because it's nothing like the show, which I loved. But I think in like hindsight and over time, I've come to love it for what it is rather than
Definitely
what it wasn't.
Cult classic.
Yeah, yeah.
This next one is something that you either really like or really hate. I don't think anyone is like ambivalent about this. It's Poor Things. I love this movie so much.
We talked, if you missed it, about it a lot in our
so
favorite
good.
movies of 2024 video.
But I absolutely understand why people don't like it. But very weird, very fun. We're getting into Amanda movies now with The Shape of Water, Del Toro. Del Toro. I love Del Toro. You know who else I like? Matt Damon. And Heath Ledger, Brothers Grimm. This is such a good movie. This one's not as good as far as the Amanda B movies, like fantasy B movies. This is probably one of my least favorite. It's Van Helsing. This is the Steelbook, the kind of comic book.
I love the visuals of it though, and like
It's
Kate
really
Beckinsale's
good.
really cool.
It's really good. But as far as these movies go, it's
Yeah.
definitely one of the weakest.
Yeah.
But I still love it. This is like my genre. I have this
there's
weird
a lot of
like
the
B movies, but like sci-fi fantasy version. Like early 2000s was like big for me. This is one of the later ones. It's Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. Oh, if you haven't seen this with Jeremy Renner,
It is surprisingly
amazing.
funny. It is surprisingly
Amazing.
funny.
And really
made me
cool
watch that.
effects. Really cool effects. Next, we get into some of the older ones. Well, one of the older ones. This is Batman Returns with Danny DeVito, being Danny DeVito as the Penguin. So good. So
Yeah.
good. I love him.
This is the steelbook we have because we have a DVD set of all the Batman movies, but this is my favorite one, so I wanted to
You
get
just
this
like
steelbook.
Catwoman.
No, I like all. I think my favorite part's probably Dan DeVito.
I mean, he's just like out of his mind.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then we have, I didn't realize we had just the director's cut of Hellboy. I do love my Hellboy. And then we have Hellboy 2, again with this comic book
Yeah.
with the little cells in there.
Yeah. What was it? I forget what it was called. Like, because they did that for a little while. A lot of Universal.
Yeah, we have
what was
a
it called?
bunch
Like
of-
Pop Flicks or something like that.
I don't know.
This comic book cover design.
We have a bunch of them, and
yeah.
they're great.
Yeah.
Alright, next one we have is the next Hellboy, which I liked a lot more than other people did. I know it has a lot of problems, but it's absolutely deranged and it's great. That's a good way to say it. I really, really wish they'd kept some of the deleted scenes in there and stopped with
The original opening was so much better than the
so much
trash they
better.
went with.
And it has a lot of problems, but
overall it was good though.
overall good. The last one that just came out,
I don't want to talk about that.
oh my gosh.
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh my gosh. But this one, good job. Now we get into one of my favorites. My favorite Kate Beckinsale. We have Underworld. I love this series so much. And then it was like, we're done. And then, no, we're not done. We're going to come back for more. This is a 3D one.
Yeah, that one is
For
a 3D
Awakening.
edition. Yeah.
And this one, oh my gosh. The end with Blood Wars. That was a really good ending. We saw this on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great
Together.
date movie.
This was a really good date movie. And
Yeah.
like, you'd think they would get worse over time. Like, it's been a while and
That was good.
your budget's probably less, but and I don't know how Kate Beckinsale looks like. Like, how did they do that?
Yeah,
how
she
does
was
she
a
look
vampire.
like amazing? Now we're getting into
Yeah.
some superhero movies,
Mm-hmm.
which I was glad to see 2 of the 3 in the Deadpool movie.
Yep.
We have Daredevil, Elektra, and why couldn't they just add League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
I know you love
into-
that movie. I know you love it.
Nobody else likes that, and I loved it. It's a good book too. Something I'm not a huge fan of.
Oh, this is so funny.
Howard the Duck.
Leah Thompson's amazing in this.
I don't know. Next we have our Marvel, like official Marvel movies, which I am really happy about these editions that we got because I think
to
they're
condense the size of the whole
they're
thing.
condensed and they're like organized nicely, not
Yeah.
in chronological order. We have the Iron Man 3 movie collection, so this is all 3 of the Iron Man movies, which is cool. The Thor 3 movie collection. And like they're just it's so compact, so nice. We did have them just Blu-ray DVD combos.
Yeah, it was
originally,
way too
but-
much room, and they're not movies I need.
But it's nice to
combo
have.
of,
This
yeah.
is Guardians of the Galaxy. We have to see if we can get the 3 now.
Yeah, I would say there's a 3 pack.
There's the 2-pack. Yeah, Captain America, 3-movie collection. It's just so compact. Ant-Man. I don't know if the third one's on there.
I hated that third one.
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that bad. It should have been a miniseries. This is the Avengers 4-movie collection, which is really nice to have because they're such big movies.
My least favorite.
This could have been so much better, and some of the people were so great. Doctor Strange, I just was not a huge fan.
The other Clone Girl, though, I think it's a little bit better than Doctor Strange because I hated Doctor Strange. You'd like this.
This was insulting to me, Captain Marvel, and I really wanted to like this. There was no reason this should have been so ridiculous. Black Panther. This was decent.
I'm a big Evil Dead Sam Raimi kind of guy,
so good.
I liked Multiverse of Madness, which I think I moved. Here, first we gotta have the WandaVision, which this is my favorite Marvel
That's such
TV
a
show.
beautiful
steelbook, and Multiverse of Madness,
which is just WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision 2. A lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't a traditional Marvel. It didn't feel like the other Marvel movies. It felt like a Sam Raimi version of a Marvel movie, which is superior. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like it because
a lot of people didn't like this either, and
Black Widow.
I liked it.
Then we get Spider-Man, and this is one where you have the first two, and then the third one, the No Way Home. This is one that I am looking for. There's a 3-pack that has all 3 of them. So let's trade that for these 3. So don't need the 4K for that.
Space is at a premium.
Yeah, so looking for that. Then we have Deadpool. I know some of your absolute favorites. You're a big Deadpool person. Deadpool 2.
Also good.
And then Thirdpool.
Deadpool
and Wolverine.
The best. Such a great introduction into Marvel.
I was shocked by how good this was. You're a much bigger Deadpool person than me, and I was surprised.
They did Logan right.
Yeah,
they did a great job, and
really Wolverine.
But
yeah,
the best.
You gotta show this because you are in love with this.
The best Marvel of all of the Marvels.
You're in love with this. Yeah.
I'm so happy that this is physical. It's Moon Knight. This, if you could get rid of all the other Marvel, that would be fine. This is. It doesn't even have to be Marvel. This was perfect. I'm such a big Mummy fan, and this is like the Mummy. It's a beautiful love letter, and I loved everything about it. I hope they have another season, but they don't have to.
They might.
Okay. I'm okay with it the way it is. So.
Then we get into the X-Men movies, which I've always liked. I actually prefer the X-Men series more than the main Marvel ones. I really do. I like the X-Men a lot more. Last Stand, Wolverine, which is really good. First Class, Apocalypse, which was not so great, but a nice little steelbook. Yeah, but we just found that. This is the best one by far. This Days of Future Past, the Rogue cut, which is the cut of the movie to watch. But this is, I think, the best X-Men movie aside from Logan. Dark Phoenix.
No.
Then Logan.
Look how sad he looks.
I love this edition too because this one includes the Blu-ray and DVD, but then has a third disc, which is the Logan Noir, the black and white re-edited version of Logan. Really, really cool.
That's weird.
Superheroes.
That's really weird. Now superheroes continue.
I guess kind of. But yeah,
that's a superhero
so
movie.
3 all-time classic movies and a 4th one. We had the Complete Adventures Steelbook of Indiana Jones.
There are only 3.
Yes. And those first 3, this is if you are a big movie collector and you have a lot of 4K and stuff, these are the first 3 of these are the only ones that aren't in our collection that I've considered getting the 4K, but I've heard a lot of issues with some of the 4K editions, so that's why I've never really. But if you have a suggestion of a really good 4K edition of just those first 3, there's a 4K version of this set that has the 4th movie, which I don't want that. But if you know some really good 4Ks of the first 3 that are genuinely good and don't have issues, let me know because I'm curious to see because I really love those 3 movies, and I know the print is supposed to be really good. It's just a lot of disc manufacturing issues.
Oh, that's
so
weird.
If you know of an edition that's really good, let me know. Super mixed on this one.
I won't
Dial of
watch
Destiny.
that.
I don't know why you won't watch it. It's not great.
Indy's not supposed to be old. He's supposed to be eternal.
People get old.
No.
People get old.
No.
But I'm very mixed. There are things about it I love, things about it I hate. So it's a mixed bag for me. One that's not.
Definitely one of my favorites of all time.
This is one of the greatest steelbook collectors. I love this. But the Mummy Ultimate Collection, that first Mummy movie, I don't care what anyone says, it's one of the best movies ever made. It's so amazing. But this one has all three of the Mummy movies and the first Scorpion King movie. It's okay, a little side movie, whatever.
That's fine.
But this is a nice collection.
Yes.
And then the best one by far, the big standalone, we have the 4K Blu-ray of The Mummy. The Mummy
is that better? 4K?
The print is a little bit better. It's not a big step up. It's not a big step up.
I feel like I can't tell the difference.
It depends on the movie, and that's why I'm not super into. Like, you notice we don't have a lot of 4Ks because most of the time it's not a big enough upgrade for me to care, and especially because DVD we have countless things to be able to play it on, and like it's different. Like 4K is just so limiting the number of displays that can display it that we have. Only one player that can even play them, and I don't know. But I do like certain movies to have like an updated version, but that Mummy is beautiful. And then
nope.
Yeah, I adore this movie, The Legend of Zorro.
I don't like this movie.
I don't know how I watched this.
I'm not a fan of Zorro. I don't know why. I think because I had to watch the original Zorro a lot. My dad was a big fan.
Your dad really likes Zorro.
And I just was not a fan of
I
Zorro.
love this movie. We don't talk about the sequel, but...
Why not?
Because of who co-wrote it and produced it.
Oh,
it
no.
Annihilating Star Trek. But
God.
The Legend of Zorro, Antonio Banderas, and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Why
Incredible.
do you have to say her name?
And this is a movie, I actually have to watch the Blu-ray again, because I've only watched the Blu-ray once, because I usually watch it on my Laserdisc copy, or my Superbit DVD, but I have to rewatch the Blu-ray edition, but we have that. This is one of your movies. This is
Why do you guys say
Dead
that?
Mine. With the...
It's one of my like B movies, and this is great. This international cast, which is a lot of the time, and it was a really good movie. You laughed.
I did laugh. You know what's much better?
No.
Those Who Wish Me Dead with Angelina Jolie.
Isn't it the firefighter one?
Yes, the firefighter one.
This is very
yeah.
inappropriate right now.
This is insane. Yeah, they should send Angelina Jolie, but no.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of Angelina Jolie. And my steelbooks of the two Tomb Raider movies.
I'm not
Lara
a fan
Croft
of those
with
movies.
Angelina Jolie. Really like her. Movie you hate. Leon the Professional.
I actively do not like this movie.
I know. Leon the Professional. Air Force One.
You know, I've never actually seen that whole movie.
You've never seen how have you never seen all of Air Force One?
I've seen parts of it on the television.
I've
but
probably
never
watched
actually
it like 5 times at least since we've been together.
Walk out of the room.
This was a big deal because this was the first like R-rated movie I ever saw, and my dad made a big deal out of it when he took me. Oh, you're gonna be ready for this R stuff. It was funny, but so I just have a lot of vivid memories of seeing this in theaters. Air Force One, I love that, and like, Harrison Ford's great. The extended cut of Sucker Punch is one you really like a lot.
It just was marketed terribly.
Yes.
No one understood.
And the
what
theatrical
it was.
cut, I think the extended cut's better a lot. So, one of the greatest '80s movies, Big Trouble in Little China. One I can watch endlessly, just over and over again. That one. Die Hard. This is another one.
Is this a Christmas movie?
No, that's stupid. If there's only to be a Christmas movie,
let me know.
Christmas has to be relevant to it has to be actually about Christmas or relevant to the plot. It can't just.
Let me know if you think that this is a Christmas movie.
Just because a movie happens to take place during.
Now people are going to unsubscribe.
It happens to take place during an office Christmas party.
I've never
it's a Christmas movie.
I've never finished.
So anything with a Christmas tree in the background is automatically a Christmas movie. No, for something to be a Christmas movie.
You're very passionate.
No, it's common sense. For something to be a Christmas movie, Christmas has to be relevant to the overall like.
It's good to know.
That's stupid.
Let me know what you think.
But yeah, it's a great movie.
I've never seen it, so
it's a great movie. But then we have Commando with Arnold. And then an Arnold collection with Total Recall, The Last Stand, Terminator 2.
Only one good one.
Which
and it's
one?
Hercules.
Oh, yeah, Maggie, Red Heat, which I love, and Hercules in New York.
I'd never heard of that before you.
It's so funny. It's so
really funny.
It doesn't work without Arnold's original voice track with the dub. It's not funny. But with Arnold's voice track, it's really, really funny. And then the first of the Charlie's Angels movies. I'm a big Charlie's Angels fan, that 70s TV series, and I really like the first of the movies.
So that is part.
Yes, that's the end of part 1. The longest part, I think, is going to be. But thank you for joining us, and then look forward to part 2.